2 years later, Ted Nugent was offered the headline slot for what was, at that time, the largest rock concert in history, California Jam 2. The promoters, which included late Apple computer founder Steve Jobs, offered Ted Nugent $1 million for one show. But no one, not even Ted, could have imagined the saga across 2 continents about to unfold.
March 18th, 1978. I'm in the Sudan. Friction between me and my wonderful wife, Mrs. Nugent, Sandra Nugent. She was supposed to go with me. It was a time of friction. We got married too young. She decided not to go to Africa with me. I said, I'm not going to Africa. She made it a point. Yes, you are. I want you out of here. So for her, I went solo. It was a dream. I'd never been to Africa. I took my bow and arrow, and I ran with the Maasai and the Watusi in the Sudan. And then civil war broke out while I was there, both at home and in the Sudan. And the Idi Amins of the Sudan began killing all the whites. They took over the Khartoum airport and killed everybody, white and black. It was a very dangerous time. The rainy season came early. It was now around March 14, and now we are driven out of the hunting area by the civil war, literally running for our lives. The Maasai guided us away from the travel of the guerrillas, randomly killing people. Again, both natives and any whites were there. I had killed my first Cape buffalo with the bow and arrow, a spiritual moment. I had killed many African game with my bow and arrow and my rifle. It was a hunter's dream come true, so I had this peak of joy and celebration colliding with the fear of being killed by insurgents. The Maasai got me to Juba. I had to leave my bows, my guns, my trophies, all my belongings. All I had was a little canvas travel bag, which I still own, with Maasai fighting jewelry, my lion's claws, my warthog tusks, and a toothbrush. I had not seen a bed or any meal other than game that we killed on the run for about 5 days, or a shower. We were down to our last bottled water. I had 3 cartridges left for my 7 mag and was able to shoot 3 Grant's Gazelles for the last of us to eat. There was about 8 of us in the party. Without the Maasai, I can't remember which. I couldn't tell the difference between Maasai and the Watusi, but various tribes took me under their wing because they loved that I was killing big, dangerous game with bows and arrows. They thought that they were ready to make me king. I could have stayed there, I suppose. But they got me to Juba. There were no aircraft taking off because of the fear of being shot down. There was a Red Cross plane taxiing on a strip of sand in Juba, Sudan. I ran to it. 78. What was I? I was just 30 years old. I wasn't 30. I was 29 years old. And I impressed upon the pilot of that Red Cross plane, shall we say, that he was taking me someplace. And I got him in the air through threat of physical violence and the fact that the very tall blacks with spears backed me up. We took off, and we landed in Cairo. I didn't know anything about Cairo. I didn't know what Cairo was, where Cairo was. I didn't know what to do. All I know is I had a wallet and a toothbrush with an American Express in my pocket. Made my way to an African Airlines. Nobody spoke English. I couldn't find an English speaker. I knew I had to be in Ontario, California, and the clock's ticking. And that's 6 hours later where I am. I'm trying to...
Kind of a big gig coming up.
Biggest $1 million for an hour on stage. Got on a plane. I figured out how to get on a jet from Cairo to London. I got blood on my feet. I haven't seen a shower. Got to London looking a shambles, but people recognized me at London, and I ran. I saw on the screen, I had some guy show me how to use the phone at Heathrow, and I saw Concorde jet, Heathrow, Kennedy, New York City. I ran. I got security guys chasing me down there. I'm running. I go, it's all right, it's all right. And one guy goes, I think that's Loud Man. They called me Loud Man in London. I got on the seat of that. I broke past the stewardess, and I got on a seat on the Concorde and strapped myself in and go, you can fight me if you want, or you can just take the American Express and just sell me the damn seat. They took plan B. When I landed at Kennedy, we stopped on the tarmac where a security vehicle, I got down the steps off the Concorde, went to a TWA flight that they had held and pissed off a lot of people. For the Motor City Madman. I'm a shambles. My hair's... I look like Richard Pryor on fire. And I get on the plane, and I must be stinking at this point. I mean, African mud and the blood, and I'd gutted some animals, and I just washed my hand a little bit. I had the African jewelry and the teeth and the claws in my bag. Now we're flying to LAX. I fell asleep. We get there. We land on the tarmac. Another vehicle waiting for me. On the tarmac at LAX, I get out, take me over a couple hundred yards, get in a helicopter, land backstage at California Jam, March 18th, 1978, 15 minutes before I'm supposed to go on stage in front of what they estimate between 300 and 500,000 people. My buddy Craig Colburn, he's still with me. Craig is out there. Craig, everybody's going, oh, what are we going to do? Craig said, just set up, guys tune up, he'll be here. But we don't know where he is. We haven't heard from him. He'll be here. Ted will be here. Just get ready. All right, get ready. And I landed the helicopter 15 minutes, put on the clothes, splashed some water on my face, pushed my hair out of my face, put a headband on to keep my raggedy old hair out of my face. I still hadn't washed the African mud and blood off me yet. So I put on the white pants and the suspenders, and I strapped on that coyote's tail on my butt. And I grabbed that bird. I had not touched a guitar for 30 days. So that's where this appreciation for life also erupts on a daily basis. Is that wild? No wonder my guitar sounds like that. But I'm not done yet. Ready? The band informed me they were quitting after the show, and my attorney told me my wife had filed for divorce.